What about being a man? It's confusing. I think it's more confusing than ever for many to be a man. And we often talk about this masculinity crisis where men have less male friends than ever before. The stats are pretty shocking on this. The suicidation is 300 to 400% higher in men. There's a college degree gap. For every 2 men who earn a bachelor's degree in the US, 3 women do. There's a workforce dropout rate, which is pretty terrifying. Millions of prime-age men between the age of 24 and 50 are no longer in the labor force, representing an almost 10% drop. Being a man is tough these days for a bunch of different reasons.
You got a plethora.
A plethora of reasons.
Yes.
It's not straightforward.
Yes. Polluted waters is what I call it. Extremely polluted waters.
What advice have you got for young men in terms of like what it takes to be a good man?
You know, I think the definition of a good man is so foggy today, right? And I'm a firm believer that change comes within time. So I'll start by saying that, and I understand that, you know, nothing should stay the same. Everything should evolve. When it's evolving, the conversation of a man and what makes a man is weird. It's like it's not evolving, right? And you know, I was raised on a foundation of a leader or leadership, and I think, you know, rest in peace to my dad. It's fucked up of a road that my dad had. My dad's like later years were driven from accountability. I'm aware of what I didn't do. I'm aware of the mistakes that I made. And I'm aware of what I should have did much better. I can't change those things, but I would love to try to be the best grandfather or grandparent that I can be. Kevin, I love you and I love your brother, but I can't go back. I can only say I'm sorry. And I wish I could. You don't have to. Like, the grandkids are your focus. And if you can be the dopest example of a grandpop to them, then that's the win for me at this point. But his accountability in that moment is what I remember the most about my father and love the most. Because leadership, or lack thereof, put me in a position to say, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. And not because my dad is like the worst, but fuck, man, if he didn't do these things wrong, back to tying shit in, I wouldn't know how to do them right. So now I got 2 boys, and I want to make sure that my example of man to my sons is leadership, responsibility. It's accountability.
Emotions?
You know, I'm not against emotions, but I am a student of everybody has problems. There's not a shortage of problems. So the weight of the world that you feel is the heaviest for you may not come close to what the weight of the world is for you. And I think in sharing your emotions and having an opportunity to voice or offload them, extremely important. But you also are in a world where, you know, weakness can at some point in time be taken advantage of, right? You are in a world of like prey and sharks, as I presented earlier. And it doesn't mean that your emotions don't matter, because they do. It means that you also have to be smart and aware, right? And what are you ultimately trying your best to become? And what are you ultimately trying to be the best example for yourself first, and then others for? I don't mind being weak, but I talk to my kids. I talk to them in our voice. Your dad deals with struggles that you'll never know about, because I don't want you to have to feel the burden of them. It's my job to try my best to make life easier for you so that you can go on and do way more than I ever have. It's my job to give you the opportunities to learn shit that I never knew that I could learn at this stage. But I'm going to make sure that I communicate with you differently than I was communicated with. I'm not gonna let you fuck off and take advantage of the things that you have as resources at your fingertips. I'm not gonna let you tell me the things that you think you should do because you feel when I know right now at this stage in your life what's best for you. That's my format of parenting, and it doesn't mean it's the same for others. But for the man that I am, I know the type of man that I want my kids to be based off of what my outcome was and is. And I think that if I correctly position them to simply understand, in your older age, you make whatever decisions you want. I'm your father. I'm going to love you regardless. Has no care or worry to me. I want to know that I did my job for what I was supposed to control. And I want to know that our conversations and our dialogue was always straight up and straightforward enough to where you were comfortable to talk to me and you were comfortable and feeling like your father has your best interests. That's, for me, that's my makeup. And in a time today, my makeup doesn't have to fit yours. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with yours being whatever it is for you. But I think we're in a time today where society wants to fight with one another about, it's just too much of like, well, if you don't see it my way, then you're dumb.
Yeah.
And I think that's why the conversation has gotten so inconsistent and polluted. That's my personal opinion and my side of information attached to it. So hopefully, your viewers can hear that and understand that and know it's okay with not being okay with my choice. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Kevin, we have a closing tradition where the last guest leaves a question for the next, not knowing who they're leaving it for. The question left for you is, what is the advice you got as an adult that had the most significant impact on your life?
I'm gonna go the best piece of advice came from Chris Rock, where Chris Rock told me early in my comedy career, he says, his exact word is, you don't just want to make niggas laugh. The world is so much bigger than your block or your neighborhood. He said, get out the country. Get out the country and figure out a way to make the world laugh. And comedy will be so much better. At that point, I was very specific in my material. 15th area, we got these. The drugstore is crazy. You ever had a guy in the drugstore in your block? And it's like, well, everybody doesn't relate or can't relate. How do you broaden it? How do you open it up so that you're never changing your material or who you are? Everywhere you go in the world, people can laugh and you never have to adjust. Get out the country. Get bigger in the way you're thinking about your craft.
I mean, you've done that across the board and across industries now. You've been willing to be the person, the outsider in lots of rooms. Mm-hmm. That seems to be really central to your success. And what Chris Rock said to you there was, get out into the unfamiliar. Go put yourself in an unfamiliar place. And when I look at your career and the empire that you've been able to build across business and investing, it's exactly that. It's you were willing to be in unfamiliar territories for some reason.
Yeah, yeah. You know what you just made me think about too? And I want to backtrack before we leave. One thing that's kind of crazy just when you were talking about the conversation of man, it's a weird thing that's happening where you do have men that are opening up more and talking more about the struggles of a man. But then those things are being used against them in the conversation of man. When you get to talking about the things that you're dealing with and the emotion and stuff of
the mental health.
The mental health and the weight. It seems that in this time today, more men are being forward and wanting to express and talk, but the fear of being judged after. Do
you have that fear?
No, I don't give a shit. I don't really care too much what people think.
Have you struggled with your mental health?
No. I think I told you my shit is more stress, but it's not a struggle. It's
Is that anxiety or is it?
No, it's just I know I do too much.
Yeah.
I know for a fact.
What's the symptom of that? How do you feel?
You have to shut down. So what I'm getting better at is in a day, there's time I'm off the phone. I got it. I know I told him I would do calls. Just tell him I'll start that tomorrow or the day after. But there's a time where I get to a point in the day where I'm okay, that's it for me.
You're done.
That's my, and I'm I'm done. I don't want to talk about anything else. I don't want to hear.
So you're pushing yourself right up to the edge over and over and over and over again.
I get to a point in a day, and that timeline of when I'm shutting off has gotten earlier and earlier. Whereas before it was, wee hours of the night and I'm still on the phone figuring it out. And all day you just been racing and racing and racing. So I think the older that I've gotten, I've realized more and more that's not healthy. The healthy side comes with silence for a second. Like you need some silence. And ride in the car by yourself, no music.
Sounds a bit like a disease.
No, you need silence.
Do you know what I mean by it sounds a bit like a disease? Because this is something that's taking you to a point where it's like, it's kind of hurting you a little bit. And I can relate, so it's not like I'm like passing judgment because you just described my entire life. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be as present with your loved ones. You're not going to be as present in your relationship. I know you're married. You've got 4 kids. How are you ever going to be like truly present when your brain is like...
Yes. But also, how do you become comfortable with being okay with people not understanding? That's the trick. Like, I hate to say it bluntly.
Yeah.
I used to have such a high level of give a fuck attached to how you felt about my decisions that were best for me. Oh, God, I don't want to say it because then they're going to feel like I'm not doing it. It's going to be crazy. I'll just do it. Because I'm thinking more about you than I'm thinking about me, right? I'm putting everybody before me. I'm putting everybody's needs, everybody's wants, everybody's reasons, all before me. Nobody is thinking about the volume of dialogue that I'm delivering on a day-to-day basis and how much of that like happens over and over again. Nobody's thinking about it. So the day that I became comfortable with going, I don't really give a fuck if like they understand or not. Like I'm done. I know, but they feel it's really important. You got to do it today. I'll talk to them tomorrow. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change from this time to that time. You have to get to a point to where you actually get that and are okay with that. Because if not, you're constantly putting all of the shit from outside there on your table and like your plate's always full. You're never finishing your fucking plate because you're just constantly, people just keep coming and dumping more shit on it. So imagine that. Imagine if people just keep telling you, keep eating. You just keep getting full. Like eventually you can't fucking breathe and you bust. It's no different from your mind. And more today than ever, you're seeing more people pop from mental overload, man. Like people aren't crazy. I hate this whole crazy. You crazy, motherfucker, you crazy. It's like, motherfuckers are just popping. Like, it's too much. When they snap, they snap. That's it, that's enough. I'm sick of the shit. You're like, God damn, man. You crazy? No, you're not. Motherfuckers just popped.
But you got the money to go chill in Bali.
I'm going,
But you don't.
I have the money to not go chill in Bali. I have the money to say, I'm not talking anymore today. That's the difference. It's not about the vacation. It's not about the trip. I'm not talking anymore today. So the people and the resources that I put around me to help me do your job.
What happens next for you? We sit here in 10 years' time, it all went well. What happened?
I think in 10 years' time, if I'm able to sit on a stool at a comedy club with 30 people and do material and enjoy my craft, and it's little small hole-in-the-wall comedy clubs wherever I'm living at the time, and I do it maybe twice a week, and I golf, and I spend time with my kids and hopefully their kids, and I'm a grandpop, and we're able to like look through photo albums of Remember When, and mailbox money is attached to things that I've built that are operating and functioning on its own. That's my version of success.
If you love the Diary of a CEO brand and you watch this channel, please do me a huge favor. Become part of the 15% of the viewers on this channel that have hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the bigger the guests.